80%. Yeah, see, there is someone here.
I knew it.
Fucking knew it. Hey, Sing.
Hey. Special guest Christian. Yeah.
So,
me and Christian finally get to do a podcast together.
All right.
And I don't just dodge him every time because I'm a racist asshole. That's totally not the case.
Wait, are you in on this one?
Drill sergeant, get going. What is he, a fucking
Joe, come on, get drunk with me, Joe.
Is that our bite for the start?
You know I'm coming here on election night.
So did you guys both? Okay, sorry. Let's start and introduce.
Okay, welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. Today, your host is me, Matty B, and today I'm with
Feta cheese.
Oh shit, Christian.
Oh shit! Oh no.
Okay, you were gonna say something right before we started?
So did you guys both listen to the Alex Jones one? Okay,
yeah, it was awesome.
I've tried with previous ones and I just can't. I can't listen to Alex Jones for an extended period of time. Him and Roseanne, like I just had to turn both of those ones off.
Yeah.
And that's why I haven't tried the new one yet, because the last time I tried listening to Alex Jones, I was like, I can't do this. It's just not interesting to me.
The issue with
Roseanne Barr? Or
yeah,
was that her name?
Yeah,
like
from Roseanne.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Doesn't she have did she have like a head injury at one point or something?
Yeah,
okay.
Like she's got some sort of illness, but I just listened to it. I was like, I don't know. Her ranting and raving, which a lot of people could probably say about me, but it just doesn't interest me. I'm like, I don't know. I've got nothing.
Normally,
to
Alex just goes so far off the deep end that you get like headache because it's too crazy. He keeps on talking and talking, and he talks so fast. You're like, oh my god.
You have to listen to it when you're actively doing something because you can tune in and out.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just sit there and listen or watch it because it's like
the best one
insane.
with Alex Jones because
they reined him in.
He said before, like, he gives everyone a heads up, like he gets a little off the deep end sometimes, and he did this time, but you know, he made sure we fact check everything he said, and he goes like this right off the start. It's like, Alex, you know, loving having you here, man. We're gonna fact check you and everything you say to make sure you don't get in more shit, because you tend to get in shit for saying stuff, right? And he goes, and even Alex goes, I know I go off the deep end, like, and sometimes it's just I got so much in my head, and he's trying to say it all at once, he just goes off. So it was really interesting because he did go a little off. Like. He went a little crazy, like, but he was drinking at the end too, where he was going like a little more crazy shit.
I also know what that's like.
But for the most part, like he was
12
kept in check
Clematis
because Joe would always rein him back in, like, whoa, no, stop saying what you're saying about this. You said this. We're going to find it. So it always brought it back to where it was going. So it was way less crazy.
I think that's Joe being proactive and...
He's trying to help out Alex Jones.
Yeah, because he knows there's going to be fallout from this and whatnot. Well, but also I think Alex coming into this episode had a little bit more credibility. Yeah. Just because like the shit he was saying, like the whole Epstein Island thing that he had been talking about for so long was true.
Yeah.
And he was vindicated on that account.
He was talking about the Bill Gates vaccines for the coronavirus, and he was accurate. Like that's what Joe Rogan posted on his Instagram. It's like, Alex is right. Like there's
it was something that went wrong when they were trying it.
Yeah. Well, the issue is like the main topic about is censorship and how like Alex obviously has been censored, so he doesn't have a platform.
It's okay.
And that's what Joe was saying. It's so dangerous because if you start censoring everyone else, then
that's dangerous. But also like that talking about like the Bill Gates thing is like, if it's true, it's fine. It's just when you like draw conclusions from that, and it's like, this happened with Bill Gates in Africa or whatever, his program in Africa. Therefore, the vaccine that's coming out is going to fuck everybody up, and it's like that's the dangerous part of it. Yeah, when the conclusions are drawn, like talk about what happened, not drawing it to like, this is why no one should take the vaccine ever, and it's like, no, that's not helpful.
That's what he was saying though too. Like he wasn't going that crazy.
I guess that's the thing. I haven't heard it, but like,
he was saying like he wasn't going like. He was just saying that right now with studies, the vaccine is proving that it's not really working. Bill Gates' vaccine for coronavirus.
What do you mean Bill Gates? Which one is his?
Well, he's got some like vaccine that they're testing on people, right?
Which one?
I don't know.
There's a coronavirus one.
Okay, so anyways, I like when it comes to these vaccines, I've been tracking this shit forever. And the front runners are Pfizer, Moderna, Oxford AstraZeneca or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like these are Johnson & Johnson is up there too. These are the vaccines that are the front runners for getting approval, and the furthest along testing on 30, 40.
Well, they have the capital and the connections to regulatory bodies to be able to fast track it.
Yeah.
And,
I want to say it's Moderna. I could be misspeaking. Like, you have to listen to the podcast.
I just I follow the vaccines and what they're doing. I give a fuck who gives them the money.
Yeah.
If these are proven to be safe and the regulatory bodies approve them, then you got to go with that. I understand the hesitation with long-term effects. Like, you can never really know that until we're 20 years down the road. But, like, as far as doing this on 30, 40, 50,000 people per vaccine to prove that it's safe.
Yeah. Sorry, and
what else can you do?
I'm misspeaking as well. Like, I don't necessarily think it's necessarily that they aren't working. What he was saying is that 80% of the people in one study and then 100% of the people in another study were having side effects, like considerable side effects.
You're gonna have side effects with every vaccine.
Yeah, but there was some people that were getting hospitalized, I believe. And then I know it's a trial.
This is the data that's gonna come out soon, and that's what Health Canada, FDA, Europe, and whatever their British program. Yeah, they will review the data and everything and determine if something's good. I hate this hearsay of it's Bill Gates and it's not working. Like, I don't
the only news outlet I actually look at regularly is BBC.
I like Al Jazeera too.
Yeah, because it's like they're not partisan. Like CBC is kind of shit because they're government subsidized, so they're a little bit biased.
Isn't BBC government subsidized too?
Not really, no. But the thing is, they're kind of removed. They're more removed from North America, obviously geographically. Yeah. So their interests are like less than immediate outlet here.
Yeah, as far as American.
Like I don't look at CNN, Fox, or any of that, or MSNBC, none of that, just because it's like they're just pandering to different sides. Yeah. So until I see something like, it's even with like Star Wars news or Marvel news, unless it comes from Disney, I don't believe any of it. So
you don't follow supershadow.com.
And he wasn't like. Well, like, he might have been chastising it a bit, but he was just more or less just trying to bring awareness to the situation, not necessarily like bashing it hardcore. Like, that's
I think Alex is just like, he gets so caught up in his own preaching, like that he'll speak things like this Bill Gates stuff as if it's like gospel, and then if it's so true, which can be damaging because there's so many viewers to that show and people will just run with whatever they hear. They won't, exactly. And that's the problem with that's like the double-edged sword of free speech, is that everyone has access to it and everyone has their own interpretation. Yeah. But the thing is, you can hear everyone's interpretation, and it's just like a wildfire that can't be controlled.
Yeah, sure. And it's like, that's all I'm saying is that due diligence should be taken to follow up on these claims. Like he says that, but from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen much at all because the data's not out on these trials yet. So the shit that he's preaching about and yelling about, it just doesn't.
The only reason he preached,
I'm gonna wait and listen to what comes out, and then he's gonna say that. Well, that's all fake.
No.
Like, what's he gonna say?
No. Like it's because he said it because like someone interviewed Bill Gates in a TV interview on SMNBC, and he admitted to it. That's why.
What, like that
Bill Gates admitted to it. Yes.
What did he admit to?
That 80% of the people had those negative side effects.
Yeah, I just have to see it.
Well, I can show you after. It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
I'll show you the video. It's fine. It's 2 minutes.
It's
I hate things out of context. Yes. I hate printed, comedians in print. I hate anything in print that's not like
I
context.
Totally get it.
No tone. Yeah. Things can be sarcastic. Ththings can be a joke.
Well, to bring it back to Tom Segura, he used the word retarded.
He used the word retarded.
And then they just took the manuscript of his act and threw it out there as what he was saying, but he was like, it lacks all the context of what I was saying. Yeah. And he says the whole point of that bit was to say that you can't say that word
anymore. That was the whole thing.
And he said, I got death threats from people, and like one night he's like, this guy on Instagram was like threatening to kill me, and all I said was go listen to the whole bit, and the guy came back and was like, oh, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry. It's amazing how angry people can get without all of the facts. Like,
but the extreme
death threats to someone. How can you send a death threat to someone without hearing it firsthand?
But that's the thing. I always believe that with the news, you always hear the two far ends of anything, and I always think that the truth lies in the middle, along with most people's opinions about things.
Yeah, we had a whole podcast.
There you go.
Everything I talk about is always the fucking middle.
Yeah,
and that's
truth lies somewhere in the middle all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was gonna bring it back to that the looking at when you said it was interesting. You said about looking at the data to see if something is gonna work, right?
Yeah.
So there's this company out of the UK called Novacyte, right? They're a British biotech company, and they found a novel test for the coronavirus that's 100% accurate. Doesn't matter the mutation because the coronavirus tends to mutate.
Yeah.
Right, because it's a single strand of RNA.
Yeah.
But they found a test that's consistent with every single virus, no matter how much it mutates. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And you can do it in 96 well plates, and it's like super cheap, hour and a half. You find out, right?
Yeah.
So they contacted my dad to be the distributor, like him to set it up with the Canadian government.
Really?
Yeah, or the Health Canada to.
Are you allowed to say this?
Yeah, it's fine. Like, so this was back in May that my dad was like, he submitted everything, talked to Health Canada. He said it's been approved by the FDA, it's been approved by the regulatory bodies in Europe and Britain. A lot of people are using it. It's rapid testing. Health Canada just hasn't replied really. They say, we'll look at the data. And my dad, he gave me the data to look over just because it was a lot of experimental lab stuff and that stuff I understand.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is 100% accurate. You can't get any false negatives from this.
Yeah.
And we didn't
But why?
Because the Canadian government...
We're in Saskatoon, we're backlogged.
No, I'm talking about just Health Canada in general.
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
I
so
know.
fucking
Like-
corrupt. Like, they're just so slow. And it's just like, I don't get it. It's FDA approved. Like, what's there to fucking look at?
They want more power.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But
Get
it's
out of here,
just...
Alex.
But you don't
I'm
hear
just kidding,
you don't
I'm
hear that on the
kidding.
fucking news, do you?
No,
you
you
don't.
No, we didn't hear a damn thing. The
No.
only other thing I saw was like with Vito Intervac, like here at U of S, like they were pushing and pushing and pushing to get things started.
Yeah.
And it was the same type of deal where they were like, yeah, we're just like, not to throw them under the bus, but we basically didn't get any responses from the federal government for starting our trials.
Yeah,
And we
wasn't there
couldn't
something...
get our trials going.
yeah.
Like that's in Saskatoon. That's our vaccine facility here.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it rolling and try to get trials rolling, and they're like, the government
Well, why wouldn't
basically
they?
put us in second place, and now we're going to be developing a vaccine hopefully for sometime late next year. But
Let me guess, the money probably went to university out east.
but money, no, a lot of a shitload of money came to the U of S, but they just couldn't. I forget what it was, why they couldn't get their trials going. I read it in the Star Phoenix, and they're saying like, yeah, like
Is it on the
we're
fall
gonna
of
try
it?
for the next vaccine
why
or the
would-
next like round, like
I
second
just
round.
don't understand why there wouldn't be a sense of urgency for that, though.
I know,
That doesn't
like,
make any
especially
sense.
made in Canada.
Especially
made
for
in
scientists to
Saskatchewan.
be the first one or
Well,
the first
yeah,
lab to
absolutely.
find the vaccine.
Well,
It's
and
Well,
then why
they
would
were the
you
first
wanna-
ones to isolate it. They were the first ones to isolate the coronavirus.
oh, that's what they're in the news for, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the joke. It's like hockey's canceled same day. U of S isolates coronavirus.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, okay, I
fuck,
remember
hockey's
that.
canceled.
So, like,
Yeah.
that just doesn't that's crazy though. A test
further
that
or closer? Oh, really? But I'm always yelling.
Yeah, his voice, radiates
like,
across the room.
I don't know. Do you want me to lick it?
but a test that
Should I
can like
lick
give you results in an hour and a half is insane.
Just put it in your mouth.
Like, and you said it's cheap too, right? The tests are cheap.
Yeah, way cheaper, and
So,
it's
like,
faster.
why
and
wouldn't
you can do
you
them quicker.
want that,
So
though?
each test per 96. So you can do 96 tests per plate. It comes out in an hour and a
Wow.
half.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Exactly,
that
right?
makes
Your dad
sense.
does like your dad
'Cause
saying
he-
he's just waiting.
He sits on the biotech board of Canada,
Yeah.
and that's how I think they approached him. So he was on like the COVID response team for that, and then he that's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
He gave the data, talked to them, and they were just like, "Oh, we have to look this over." And then that was in the summer.
Have you guys looked? Have
Yeah.
you looked?
Yeah.
Why would it take that long?
Because it's Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
Canada's
that's,
just- there's
like
n-
that's disheartening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is very disheartening.
It's Canada in
part of
general.
Unfortunate.
It's all part of the Trudeau conspiracy theory to put us in isolation camps.
Oh God.
Did you see that one go around?
No.
Oh.
I
Specifically,
wouldn't
people in
believe that
Saskatchewan.
one.
No, it was all
Isolation
of it was all
camps?
of Canada. It was a big thing. It was part of the world's plan. Really?
Yeah.
Really? I think it's okay. Well,
Edit this out. Don't show this part.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay.
Start.
It's
Um,
real.
Yeah, there you go.
That's crazy. That's crazy though.
Super crazy.
Super crazy.
Super crazy.
Isolation camps.
Okay, so let me.
Who
okay,
started? Who
the
started
fuck
this?
So
said that?
I gotta. Okay, so let me spread this conspiracy theory because it was fucking so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a person who it was an email and they were on this liberal. Like it was within the Liberal Party. It's all bullshit. They're within the Liberal Party and they told them the plan. And
yeah.
phase 1 of the plan is till now. Phase 2 is re-lockdown. Phase 3 is what the hell? It was putting people in isolation camps. And then it all basically leads to that if you don't get the vaccine, you're put in an isolation camp. But it's part of the new world order of the government. No. No.
About Trudeau's part of NWO.
You gotta fuck.
I'm listening.
Keep on me here. Stay on top of me. I like when you do. It's if you you own nothing, but all your debts are cleared. But you don't own your house, you don't own your car, you don't own anything, but you are debt free from everything, and that's part of the trade. And anyone who resists the virus refuses this new program is kept in an isolation camp. And my first question is like, well, what if you get the vaccine but you don't want to do the give all your shit away? Like, why not do that? And it's like, we put up, it got the meeting got emotional and heated, and they totally disregarded those that disagreed with them on this plan. So as a Canadian, I felt the need to tell you Trudeau's plan. And this was circulating. It was circulating at work. Like, people at my work showed me that. I'm like, guys, that is fake.
Yeah.
I saw it on Facebook.
They saw it as real?
They were like, whoa, look at this, Stefan. I'm like, that's bullshit.
No,
like, read
that's
it.
just falling into the trap because they don't like Trudeau to begin with. So, like,
they got this information from Trudeau.
Well, you know what? Actually, it's the funny thing. Like, they actually go about that a bit in that Joe Rogan Alex Jones thing. Similar things like where you don't own your car and you don't own your house because they can control the house and the car now. So, like, there's no more personal vehicles. It's all automated, and now you're forced to go to certain places but you don't have control. Yeah, it's some bullshit thing. I'm like, yeah, no.
Hey, if you want that dark of a pessimistic of a thought, then fine. But yeah. I myself am not.
It's a very creative idea. Like, whoever made that story up. No,
I'm pretty sure there's movies about this.
It'd be funny. I was gonna make a joke saying it starts to descend into the scrapped Star Wars Episode 9 script by Colin Trevorrow.
It's like, which was gonna be way better.
To write that all out.
The Duel of the Fates.
Yeah,
very creative. Very creative.
The Fate of Canada.
The Duel of the Fates.
It's like from Step Brothers when they're like, that sounds like the plot to Good Will Hunting.
You just described the exact plot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Have you guys seen the new Mandalorian?
I watched it. I watched it after work yesterday.
Sorry?
Mandalorian.
I haven't seen it. No.
What?
It's awesome.
I didn't see it was yesterday night. I was busy.
It's awesome. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I won't spoil anything.
Their budget, I think, went way up.
Oh yeah.
How long was that first episode?
It was a whole hour almost.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 59 minutes.
Oh man.
I didn't even look. I was like, I just went.
It was awesome, man. It was perfect. Like, that's the way to make Star Wars, I think.
That's the new like standard, is because the movies were less than amazing. They weren't as bad as everyone likes to think they are. Yeah. They're not as bad. You fucking just can't bad. Get it. But this is like, this is perfect. Like everybody loves The Mandalorian. People who don't like Star Wars are like, do you watch The Mandalorian? Like 50, 60-year-old guys at work who don't like Star Wars, they think Star Wars is for nerds. Yeah. They're like, man, is that show cool, though?
They don't even know it's part of Star Wars.
Yeah, they're like, there's like this guy, and he's wearing this armor, and I think he's Mexican. I can't tell, though, because I can't see his face, so I don't know if he sleeps all day and is lazy.
Who actually is Mexican, the guy who plays him?
Well,
no, he's not Mexican, he's Chilean.
They can relate, because he's kind of like a Clint Eastwood character.
Yeah, the
Star
Western.
Wars, so he's a Western guy, right?
It's a Western in space.
Yeah, it's so good. It's funny. I like to just, now that I think about it, I think after Disney bought Lucasfilm, and the three, like the post trilogy movies, we're kind of like the nut you just have to get out in the middle of the afternoon. You just like we just have to get it out.
And then the creative juices can flow.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then you have that kind of Then the creative juices start flowing. You're like, all right, my mind is clear. Let's make The Mandalorian.
Yeah, let's make The Mandalorian. Let's make the Obi-Wan movie. Let's make some new movies.
It's post nut clarity for Star Wars.
They're making an Obi-Wan show.
They are. Yeah. It's delayed though because
turned it into a show, but it got delayed because of COVID.
Yeah. Not that also, but also Kathleen Kennedy read the script that the writers did, and she did not like it one bit. That's why it got delayed initially.
Well, the other thing is that there's the saviors that Jon Favreau writes.
I like to believe this because I actually put a script out there for the Obi-Wan series. I'm not even fucking kidding. I actually wrote. I got me and this kid that I work with. Him and I were pressing apples last year, and we just for 3 hours just made up a whole plot to the Star Wars.
Oh god. Well, may I ask what was that about? Because he's as far as I know, he was hanging on Tatooine. I'm curious of what he's going to be doing.
It's the whole. I can't remember. It was pretty extensive, but I'll try to remember as much as I can. But the whole show opens with Obi-Wan pretty much not sleeping. Like he's on Tatooine and he has
hot?
No, because he's PTSD. He doesn't know Vader is alive, or he doesn't know that. He thought he killed Anakin.
Yeah.
So he lives with that. He killed his best friend. So he's been living with that. And it cuts between that and on Coruscant with Bail Organa, where the Empire is taking more and more control. And what has happened, there's a subplot where there's a planet with a village or a city that's been slaughtered, and it's been blamed on like a group, like a militia group or something, but it's actually the Empire going and doing this and blaming it.
Flag.
It's in order to take control of these planets.
Yeah.
Right. But Bail Organa knows that this is not true, and he's like, okay, and I can't publicly speak against the Empire, so I need to do this in secret. So I need someone to lead a team of 5 to investigate this and find what's going on, and I need the help of a Jedi. And the only Jedi I know who's in existence is Obi-Wan.
They split off,
yeah, so he eventually goes to Tatooine and talks to them and says, I need you to help me. And he's like, no, I got my own mission. Or, no, he's actually lost sight of his mission of like looking over.
Trying to communicate with
Qui-Gon. It's not working. And
yeah.
he's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And then Bail comes and says, I need to recruit you. So Obi-Wan goes off planet onto this mission, finds out that he goes to the village site of where the slaughtering happened and realized that it wasn't blasters, it wasn't all this. It was actually done by a lightsaber. So
that's how you know Anakin's live.
That's when he knows that.
Wait, this is your idea?
Yeah, this is my idea.
Did you submit this somewhere?
I sent it to a podcast in Britain about Star Wars, and they talked about it.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they talked about it, and that's when he realized that shit, Vader is alive.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, no. So what happened was Obi-Wan's investigating this village. It's like kind of smoking, and it's like, he finds one person left who's like cowering in a corner, right? And they speak a different language, and he's pretty much describing this like black figure, tall, wielded a sword, like a glowing sword type thing, and then found a hologram of Vader, and Vader pops up, and then by his movements he can tell that it's
Anakin.
And then that's when he's like, cool. Oh my god. And then it just deals with it's mostly Obi-Wan's arc as a character, going from a person who's completely like PTSD, lost sight of his mission, like, Jedi's dead, like, and then he has to confront this demon that is Vader, that he feels responsible for. And then he comes all full circle to what he is in episode 4, where he's wiser, he remembers his mission and his purpose.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole show would be. So minimal characters, all about Obi-Wan and his arc.
Yeah.
And then I toyed with the thought of him facing off with Vader and tipping towards the dark side, where Obi-Wan is just like consumed and Vader almost has him. Right?
Yeah, but
he's like
that wouldn't work 50s. Though, because then he would say that Obi-Wan, you're still alive. Like, he didn't.
No, but the thing is, in episode 4, they never, when he says you shouldn't have come back.
Oh yeah.
He never said like, this.
Said, like, I haven't seen you
since that.
Bitch.
Yeah. He says he should. So it would have been interesting to be like, he shouldn't have come back. Like, and Obi-Wan barely escapes with his life, and that's the turning point where he's like, oh, I know what I'm dealing with now, and Luke is the only one that can save him.
Yeah.
I can't. So that's what redeems him in his mission.
If that's what it ended up being.
So I think that'd be a way more interesting story.
I think that's very interesting.
That is. I'd watch that. I actually thought, like, did you like make like? I thought it was actually like real.
Yeah. I'm like, did you leak it?
Yeah. Did you find a
script or something?
No.
Did you find a script?
It was just like a overview of what the show would be and like the kind of the main plot points of the whole series, and then not an actual like written script or anything. But
that's a good idea, man. That'd be sweet. I'd also like it'd be kind of cool if you went off planet a bit too, instead of just being on Tatooine. Like, he's just like, oh fuck, I gotta get back out there and do some good. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Something like that, like, like even like a mission, like maybe he becomes part of a secret team, like you said with the secret team, but going from different planets.
Like he leads a team of like a thief, a pilot, a mercenary, like kind of like Rogue One, a little bit, more secretive or whatever. But there's kind of like a band of characters that don't know Obi-Wan's a Jedi.
And it would be really cool is like you start when they're young, and then maybe like 7-year-old Leia meets Obi-Wan, and because then she knows who Obi-Wan is, like, you're my only hope, help me.
Yeah.
And then and then older, she starts doing missions for her father, and then he connects with her. That'd be fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah, because even in Rogue One, Bail Organa says, I know someone, right? And you talk about Obi-Wan, so I think they'd be cool to like connect those two worlds, and show like because when you think you've killed your best friend and you think he's dead, like it's gonna fuck you up, and your best friend just destroyed everything you've ever known.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now you're stuck on this godforsaken fucking sand planet.
You would definitely have.
Where they
would
moisture farming.
Yeah.
Moisture farming. They farm moisture.
You would definitely have PTSD.
It's absurd.
You definitely would have PTSD.
So like I don't know. So that's why I like to believe that they're like, fuck, they heard it, and like that's such a way better story than
younglings.
Yeah.
Even the younglings. What the fuck?
What is that? Is that from like a Canadian?
I got it.
It looks like a Canadian Tire opener.
Oh my god, this is on film.
It's over-engineered.
If you wouldn't have given,
watch out!
You wouldn't have given my beer to Christian.
There you go.
That was my one beer.
Oh, this was yours?
I found it.
And he gave it to
Jason
you?
thought it was his. It's fine. I'm
Oh.
just kidding around. So I stole one of his.
Okay.
That's alright.
It's fair trade.
It's fair trade. There's a fair trade agreement in place. Like the one I had in the mall when I worked at A&W. We established trade routes with Taco Time, Orange Julius,
That's a good trade.
and Ito. We reached out to Ito, this like really skinny kind of stoner dude, but he loved trading burgers for fucking sushi.
Oh, there you go.
Didn't know him from a hole in the wall, but we just kind of
That's hilarious.
It was awesome.
I like to picture just like a dark room with like one light and a table, and you got like this like Japanese Yakuza mafia that represents the Edo Japan.
They
and
open
then,
up a briefcase full of just sushi.
and then a
rolls.
bunch of Greeks from A&W because that makes
They got
complete
cigars
sense.
and
You open a
leather
case of
jackets.
teen burgers.
Yeah. Like a briefcase, you push it and open it.
You got the teens. Someone drags in a 15-year-old girl. No, the burgers.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You fucking pedophile.
I wasn't going to take it there, but sure.
Oh god.
We used to have we used to have it. It would come up on the screen. You worked at A&W with no diced onion came up as dick. Like, it
Really?
was DIC.
DIC, yeah.
So whenever a teen burger no dick came up, we called it we had a buddy. Let's call him fucking Marv. We're like, oh, it's a Marv burger. I don't want to say his name. I feel bad. You might know him, but we're like, it's a Marv burger. Fucking teen no dick Marv burger. You'd be like, you guys have to call it that. And then you don't realize you're a bully until much later on in your life. That was Chris, though. That was my brother Chris's friend, so I leave full
I think I know who
responsibility
you're
to
talking
him.
about.
Yeah. Call him Marv.
Marv. It's pretty close to the real name, isn't it?
Matthew! Matthew! It's just like when you used to catch the ball in volleyball. Oh!
Well, he doesn't know me. He's not listening.
He might be listening.
I highly doubt it.
The special guest.
Wait, because
long-time
you worked at the A&W in Center Mall, then the one on 8th Street?
No, I worked at
Always
you
Center
worked
Mall?
at
Because you worked at 8th Street.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I
It's a
applied
job,
for
man.
jobs, and I got a job there.
Oh, Jesus. See, that was the one thing. When
I
I
was-
was,
I had
when
a
I was
job
trying to get a
before he
job
did.
as a kid, I told myself I don't ever want to work in a fast food place.
Why?
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It seemed too fast paced for
I
me.
didn't have a choice, but parents made
So
me
working at a
apply for
grocery store
jobs.
is way more chill.
Yeah, that is way more chill because you were at Extra Foods. Eh?
Yeah.
I mean, that was closer to your house, too.
True.
There wasn't any fast food close to your house, like walking distance. I walked to the mall to
Oh,
go to A&W.
yeah.
That's why I worked there, which started when I was 15.
Okay.
So,
At least it only closed at like 9 too.
yeah,
Like
close at 9.
I would like close at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Man, I used to work till 11 at the grocery store on school nights.
What?
Yeah, they used to do
How
7
did
to
your parents allow that?
How did the government allow that?
Yeah.
It was 7 to 11 shifts. I remember that.
Ugh.
Oh, that's garbage.
I know. And I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. The Dub closed at 9. So on Friday nights, I would, if I opened in the morning,
Yeah.
even sometimes when I didn't work on Friday nights, I would come in on Friday night and I would do all my opening stuff that night. Like I'd stop by the Dub at like 8:30, bring up all my fries and shit. And then so that when I walked in the morning, I was supposed to start at 7, and it would open at 8:30. I'd roll in at 8 because I'd like go out drinking on Friday night, get that extra hour of sleep, roll into A&W, turn on the lights, turn on the grill, everything. And okay, we're open. Make some toast for old people.
That's a very
was
very
the dream.
mature way of. Wait, how did you? You have to go through the mall. You have a separate entrance.
We
that
had a
you can
separate
get in?
entrance. Except sometimes people would before I was consistently opening, sometimes people would forget to leave me the key. And I knew how to break in though. It was very easy to break into the front.
Of the
Which
mall?
No, of the A&W. Like the A&W was all
there's a
caged
gate.
in.
Oh, yeah.
So the mall entrance would be open from like whatever 7 o'clock onward. But you basically could. Well, I'm not gonna say how to break into the A&W Center here. So
No, you should.
I don't
No,
want
it's
to.
good. Did you eat a lot of A&W?
Yes and no. Breakfast, like there was, that was
Eggs,
awesome in the morning on Saturdays.
Did you have to pay for it?
You
get
we
a
got
free meal.
$10 worth every day, which is how we established trade routes.
That's like nothing because A&W is so expensive.
Yeah, but it was back
Yeah.
then. You could get a meal out of it back then.
And I mean, that was the thing too. Like you rang up your $10 worth, and then the thing is, at ours, like no one cared. They're just like,
Yeah.
like our managers were like, just eat a meal. Like, I don't fucking care if it's over $10.
It was
Just eat
pretty
a
much
meal.
just like one free meal a day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it
I think Subway's like you get a sub every 3 hours.
Ugh.
Or 6 inch. I can't
Dude,
remember
I
if it's
don't.
12
You know what?
Thank you
Actually,
so much.
I want to bring this up because I was about to say it in the WhatsApp. I'm just gonna say it, man. I don't even care. Quiznos is by far the best.
Their sauce is so good.
It's way better than fucking Subway.
Did anyone else think that would be a lot more controversial? And by anyone else, I mean Christian.
No, I didn't know where you're going.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say
a lot of people love
Coffee Crisp are better than Kit Kat. I'm gonna say it. I don't care what you all say about me.
I don't know about that one. I like my Kit Kat. I like taking a break.
It's controversial.
I'm gonna say using your left hand is way better than your right.
Well, everyone knows that.
Well, obviously, you just gotta put it upside down.
The stranger, you sit on your hand.
You sit on your hand for a while.
That one too, yeah. No, like Quiznos is so much better, man.
What is that sauce that they use?
Even Mr. Sub is better.
Mr. Sub is better. Yeah. The bread's better. It's less.
Subway sucks, man. It's cardboard now, man. Like Subway's bread is cardboard.
I have a Subway 2 blocks from my house though.
It's convenient.
Open 24/7.
Oh, is it the Mac store?
Yeah.
No, that's the issue with Subway.
It's
convenience. Like there's so many Subways.
Even how do they get the monopoly on every small town? Like
small towns.
Subway?
Yeah.
I don't know who are they competing against.
No one.
Like fucking like your local people.
Local subs?
Yeah. No, like local like fucking cafes.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they pay taxes to the town and they want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm like fuck, because at least it's like it's a somewhat healthy meal and it's like everywhere.
But it turns you into a pedophile. Let's bring it back.
Wait,
to that.
what?
Yeah.
Mr. Oh, Jared. I thought you were talking about Quiznos.
No.
And I actually like how they like.
No, Quiznos doesn't.
They like boil the chicken.
There's no pedophile.
I kind of want Quiznos after this. I might get
Quiznos, they like boil the chicken. Like, or they put it in like
boil
a vap. Like they have like a little vap.
So it keeps it juicy.
Yeah, it keeps it juicy.
Oh, that you're saying like a good thing. Boiling chicken.
It is. Well, it's
boiled
tastes good.
Gross.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've never had boiled chicken. Whatever. Fuck off, guys. Hey!
It's your opinion, man.
You're entitled to it.
I know.
Matthew's canceled
okay.
now.
I'm canceled.
It's just a stupid opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cancel you, but I'm going to call you stupid.
Their zesty sauce is off the hook.
Yeah, is that what that is? Is it
Yeah,
zesty
the
sauce?
zesty sauce
Oh, I
is
could
really
drink
good.
that shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
That and Taco
it's like
Time's hot sauce.
but like awesome barbecue sauce.
Even their honey mustards.
You know what's hilarious? My dad and I went to Canmore a couple months ago together, and we stopped in Kindersley.
Yeah.
On the way there, we went to Taco Time, and my dad was, he always gets like 5 hot sauce things, right?
Yeah.
And he was putting on his taco and he's eating it, and he's just like, man, freaking Indian people. I'm like, what? And he's like, every Taco Time I've ever been to, the Indian people own it, they dilute the hot sauce with water.
Really?
Yeah. You go to ones that are owned by white people, great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, yeah.
I guess he can say
yeah, he
that.
can. Yeah.
He can say that.
He
I
can.
can't say that.
No, you can't.
I could say Greeks dilute their tzatziki.
Do they actually?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But if they did, I could say it.
Yeah, but it was like really. I'm like, oh my god. He's like, I tasted. I'm like, yeah, it's true actually. He's like, yeah, they want to save money, so they want to extend because I'm sure they get sent a certain amount. They have to pay for it.
Is that a like a stereotype?
Indians are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know I've heard Russell Peters like knock on that, right? Like how he feels bad for the Jews because the Indians just fucking have them beat with cheap girl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that's like most non-white.
Yeah.
Maybe Greeks too. Are Greeks cheap?
Greeks are cheap too.
What culture?
I would say so.
I think what culture isn't cheap?
Yeah, right. You know what that's probably from?
Japanese.
It's just immigrants that come over who are trying to make it work, so they're seen as cheap by white people all the time, right? Maybe in their country, it's just like, like it's just normal living.
I feel like Japanese people aren't cheap.
I don't know any Japanese people.
I don't know.
I'm just making an assumption based on what I've seen on television.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, but you're right. I never thought of it that way.
Like I just think they really appreciate quality, and they're not gonna spare no expense type thing. Like you can see in their cooking, like their sushi.
Yeah.
Like how you can have like a $1,200 plate of sushi kind of thing. It's like I think.
But I would assume that they're probably pretty disciplined though. Like I wouldn't say that they necessarily like. I could be wrong, but just my assumption would be with like tradition and stuff like that they'd be pretty disciplined culture.
Yeah.
So like
that's big in most of Asia. Is
yeah.
Discipline.
So like
comparatively to like I love my freedom over here.
Yeah,
perhaps,
I think that's probably
perhaps like maybe once in a while you spend like on a really good meal, but you'd be in a gathering with that, like a celebration, perhaps. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
Oh, I have no idea either. But I mean, in terms of like even Japan as well, like I don't know if it's related, but their car industry, like they encourage you to get rid of your car after 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why there's a huge import business in North America.
Yeah.
Is because after like you put 80,000 K on a car,
like,
the government will give you money to get rid of it and get a new one.
That's
and then
awesome.
they have this car is like fine, so they'll sell it to us overseas here. Like when I had a car that I blew the motor and I bought a Japanese engine that was from like the mid 90s, had only 80,000 kilometers on it.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
so
that's so inefficient. That's so anti-green, actually.
Yeah,
you know? I thought they're all.
Well, no, I think it's for
all
emissions because no, that's what I mean because newer cars are better on gas than older ones.
Yeah, but buying a new car is way more harmful to the environment than using a car properly for its full lifespan.
Yeah,
because otherwise, then you're just fucking creating more.
I think about that sometimes, like the amount of raw material it takes to make a car and how many cars are pumped out, like the amount of steel that you have to produce to make cars.
Yeah,
but when you think that like essentially like, you know, like say it's mostly Toyota and Honda, right? So like wouldn't a lot of people probably be driving Priuses there? Or not?
I don't know. Like I know in Tokyo, not a lot of people will actually like drive.
Yeah,
like
there's more.
They have like a
public transport.
Yeah, public transit.
Have you been to Japan?
More of that. I've never been to Japan. I was at the airport and had ramen.
Oh, sick.
How
was it?
That was fucking awesome.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and then I slept on the floor. It was when we were escaping Vietnam.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you have a Prius, then it's not as bad to the environment because then it's like.
Yeah, and you get incentives because you have things like K cars, which are I think under 1,000 pounds. Or kg or something, and they have special plates, and you get certain incentives from the government to buy those smaller cars with smaller engines. They're like 800cc engines.
Yeah, I'm just saying, every time you toss a car and get a new one, that's not.
Depends where it goes. If it's could be recycled for steel, or over
if it's
here.
Recycled, yeah, but even recycling takes energy. Like, you should just fucking use a car to the longest extent of time that you can.
But also, I think they're low on space, maybe too.
Yeah. So then they crunch it up. Yeah, I guess. Well,
sell it overseas.
Right? Running out of space, using your car. Oh. Yeah, I guess my thought is, someone did a thing on this. Oh fuck, he's on College Humor. It was like, how buying a green, like in the States, buying a green vehicle is actually worse for the environment because you just got rid of your 2010 Altima, like. Yeah. Just drive your 2010 Altima. Is there anything wrong with that? No, you just fucking.
And you're actually generating more power. You're using more power up by having electrical vehicles, right?
Well, I mean, it depends on your power source. Like, you're plugging in here.
Yeah.
Like in Saskatoon, you have an electric car. Yeah, sure, you're saving on the gas, but you're plugging into a liquid natural gas power plant.
For sure.
So
yeah.
Until you have green energy that you're plugging into an electric car,
like all the way down the chain.
Yeah, right.
Because the amount of you're
just kicking the can.
Yeah, that's one thing is horseshit. It's like, I drive an electric car because I'm, all about the environment.
Well,
it's like, well, what about all the semis that have to provide supplies to the fucking plants that you're getting this power from? They're all powered by gas, or by diesel or whatever.
We got a long way to go. So you're still on your high and mighty horse.
Because I watched that David Attenborough. David Attenborough, that documentary.
Yeah, Earth 2.
No. It's his new one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like his witness statement. He's like 93 years old.
Is he that old?
Yeah, he's old. And he just talks about his experience, like, bringing nature to the world from like the 60s and the 70s and stuff. And he was like showing the world the wilderness, but he says at that point the wilderness is already starting to decline, and they have like stats say like 1935, there's 60% of wilderness left. The CO2 in the air is like 200 ppm, and then it goes by the decades, and just everything. Wilderness goes down, ppm of CO2 goes up, kind of thing, right? And just says that like if we don't stop now, like by by 2100, this whole planet's gonna be in smoke.
Yeah. Can the CO2 help generate like plants quicker though? Like CO2, can that do anything like that?
It's like harmful. Some of it's too much.
They take in CO2, but we have an excess. We don't need. This much CO2.
Yeah, plus we're also cutting down like the Amazon, like it's like just the amount of trees that we're cutting down is insane.
Just replant them.
Like think about
logging, but like, and it seems like that's what happens. Like there are laws in place for just that reason. Like you're cutting down trees, you got to fucking replant them,
and they take forever to fucking grow back. So it's like I've been reading this book recently. It's called Emperors of the Deep. Mm-hmm. It's about sharks and what we're pretty much doing to sharks. Like after Jaws came out. That inspired a whole bunch of competitions along the east coast of the United States to hunt sharks.
Oh my god!
And so this guy who wrote it,
no one saw that collateral.
Yeah, he tagged along. I was like, Steven Spielberg, like fuck your Jewish community. What about the sharks that you fucking want to kill?
Let's
right?
take that out of context.
Yeah, I know, right? they're gonna take that manuscript and say fuck Steven Spielberg
and fuck your Jewish community.
Yeah.
But no, they got me. Shit.
Yeah. But anyway, so like this guy who wrote the book tagged along on this trip, right? And these guys like had this like huge vessel and they're going out, and the competition is pretty much whoever hooks the biggest shark in pounds wins, right?
Yeah.
And so they hook this mako, and that's what they're going after, right? They reel it in, they reel it in, they reel it in. It's taking like an hour and a half to get this fucker in, right? It's like it was like 1,000 pounds or something like that, right?
Yeah.
They bring it in, it starts flopping around, they start fucking stabbing it and stabbing it and stabbing it. Like, he's just like, couldn't watch, right? Because this guy super loves sharks, right? And then they come back after the competition, get it weighed in, and it comes underweight than what the winner. Then they just toss it in the garbage.
Oh my god.
Shark. So the guy was like, the shark
fin soup out of that shit.
No, but that's also the problem.
But that's part of the problem.
But also,
I know, that was a joke.
He's like, so many of these sharks just end up in landfills, and it died for nothing because he said that sharks actually don't reach sexual maturity until 18 to 25 years old.
Holy.
And when they breed,
Like
they might breed. Yeah, they might. they didn't grow fucking ass hair until he was 21 years old.
That was a good one.
It took me a little longer than I wanted to.
And when he's 21, he's like, oh, my poop doesn't come out as good as it used to. But anyway, and it talks about like the shark finning sharks. Like, there's so many unauthorized fishing boats that will catch, because they do this these nets that are just long and they have barbed hooks on them, and they're looking for tuna, but they hook probably more sharks. They said for every, like, I think I might get this wrong, but it's like for every one tuna, or no, every 5 tuna, there's 1 shark.
Oh man, so they're just killing.
There's 100 million sharks killed per year.
What? Yeah.
And what they'll do, it's crazy. They'll bring these sharks up. They'll be still alive. They'll cut their fucking fins off, cut off their tails, and they're still throw them back in. They're still alive.
Yeah. Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
You can't live with the
See, and that's the difference. It's like, hey, middle ground. Okay, people who think that killing animals is wrong. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
People who kill animals and use everything and eat everything, or as much as possible. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Not every piece of a deer is great. I tried the liver. Not awesome.
Yeah.
It's not awesome, but there's that. And then, like, sorry, I guess that was the middle ground. You know, like,
that's
killing's not the greatest thing, but you're giving it
deer's a little different, because like deer is like, that's kind of like, they're kind of a pest in a sense, like they can be.
Yeah.
But sharks are just like, they're endangered.
And then this is the other far end of just killing animals for shit's sake. Like, someone who hunts isn't gonna say that that's right. Like, that's fucking wrong, right?
If someone who hunts were to kill a shark, they would try to use everything with the shark for the most part.
No, they don't
taste very good.
No, a lot of these people, like in the States, they just go and kill them and throw them.
Because there's a high mercury level too in them, right?
Yeah, you're not supposed to really eat the shark fins. Yeah, but they'll pretty much there's a lot of unregistered fishing boats, but pretty much what they'll do is they'll catch a bunch of sharks, keep the fins, but you're not allowed to, and then they'll get reported, but they won't go back to port. They'll have another ship come and pick up their load so they can stay off. So you can't trace it technically, and also they actually kind of enslave people. People will be out at sea for a year to 18 months and not ever seeing land because the.
Are you sure they're just not pirates?
No, they're like there's like you'll have authorized fishing boats, but then you'll have unauthorized ones that work with them.
Yeah.
And they just kill sharks like crazy.
There was like a little bit of it, like I was like a little doc, like a mini doc about the shark off Iceland. Like, it's a shark. It's kind of like a whale shark almost, I think. But it's like
Greenland shark?
Greenland shark or something. It's highly toxic. Like, if you actually bite it, like, you can first go blind, and if you continue to eat it, you'll die.
Okay.
You think you'd stop after the vision?
No, but it's cool because like
it's like the next biggest challenge next to like the Carolina Reaper chip challenge.
Yeah, it's a generation.
Eat the shark till you go blind.
It's like a passed down generation for a family, and they actually they found out that you can actually make the meat edible, and it's by like letting it rest for like, I don't know, like 3 months in the ammonia, because there's so much ammonia in the meat.
Yeah.
It all like scientifically helps get all the toxic out and all that stuff, and it kind of just dries up like a dry meat.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like nitrogen fixing bacteria that break down the ammonia or something.
They have like
probably
pounds and pounds of fish, but it's only like 3 or 4 sharks per year. But like, it's just a specialty that's out there. It's a delicacy. It's pretty cool.
Isn't that like pufferfish?
Yeah,
if you don't do it right.
If you don't cut it right and get the right part,
they put it in wooden crates.
Episode about that.
They put it in wooden crates, and they like date it right. So they have a date. They put everything right down, and after a certain amount of time, they put it in a different wooden crate because it's got different levels now and stuff like that. And eventually,
you're just aging them pretty much.
Yeah, you're just aging it. It's pretty cool, and all the ammonia and all the toxicity and mercury go out of it, so that you can actually eat it. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, but it's just like the rate at that we're killing like. Honestly, if I had to like take a total left turn in my life, I would go fucking save the whales and the sharks and just like go out at sea and like study them and research them. I would totally do that.
You can't really get into that around here.
No,
I hate sharks. They terrify me.
Well, that's the thing though.
Sharks? So you're the one murdering them.
No, I wouldn't murder them. I have no.
So that's the thing, though. It's like they don't attack humans
Yeah.
because we're not part of their ecosystem.
No.
The only reason
they
we'll
get confused and think it's a seal.
Though the thing is, they're very sensory with their mouth, so they have to bite in order to see what you are.
Yeah.
But usually, if you're wearing bright red swimming trunks or yellow or any kind of vibrant color, they're gonna get attracted to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But also, like most people who get
right?
attacked, like really get attacked, are spear fishermen because they got fish attached to their belt at everyone
That makes sense.
and then they smell like fish, and then because I saw this video on YouTube because I go down the rabbit holes of marine stuff, right? And there's this video titled "Spear Fisherman Fights Off is brave for a great white." And I was watching this great white circling this guy, right? And this guy's got a spear and it keeps coming towards him, right? And he's poking it, and then all of a sudden at the bottom of the screen I see a fish that's attached to him come into play. I'm like, oh, he doesn't want you. He wants the fish.
Yeah.
Right? So dump the fish and get out of there.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So what happened?
No, if he just kind of poked at it a couple times and it kept circling and then the video ended. It was like 25 seconds.
Also,
but
they can create they have sonar bracelets you can put on your your ankle.
My mom has one of those. Yeah.
And then it's supposed to help because they're oh hi there.
Hello.
The vibrations because they sense everything through their nose, right? It's all sensory. That's how they detect people and stalk them. And then with the vibrations are supposed to
it's electrical impulses from fish in distress or the fish that are sick.
Yeah,
will get
received.
Really? Yeah, they got a bunch of holes in the front of their face that are able to pick these up. I can't remember what they're called, but they're able to detect. That's why if you're splashing vigorously, that's why they get interested.
Yeah, it's all in their nose. That's their huge that's how they identify everything.
It gives off.
It gives off electrical impulses.
Man, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's how they.
I feel like Zac Efron in that nature show.
Oh God!
Have you guys seen this?
What a fucking idiot!
Okay, it's like him and this other muscle bonehead, and all their comments are like, "Wow, that's so cool! No way! So you're telling me that they take the brains and eat that too? Whoa, that's weird."
There is a line of dialogue in his voiceover where he's like, "We're somewhere in Europe." I was like, "Oh my God!"
Thank you for the insight, John.
Yeah, this was obviously done before anything ever happened. I think they were in France or something. We're somewhere in Europe.
We're somewhere in Europe.
And then he's like, "Feel the grass in your feet. It helps you with the circadian rhythm." Like, fuck off, man. I can't remember what that guy. I couldn't watch it. I like the Iceland episode because that's a cool place I want to see. But everything after that, I was like, this is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious because
the
everyone.
places are cool that they see, but the commentary is just so unbearable.
In Iceland, where you saw the whole thing.
No,
right?
Brianna was watching it because for the same reason. But every time I'd come across with her watching it, I'd laugh out loud because I'd listen for a few seconds.
It's so
and I'm
stupid.
Like, how the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I feel bad for them because I didn't even think Zac Efron was a dummy. I thought he was a pretty good actor, actually pretty funny. And then the show, I'm like, oh man, you were better off hiding your personality.
Yeah, in that same Iceland episode, they're driving up to this geothermal energy plant, right? Yeah. And it's in a kind of volcanic region, is the steam billowing everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And they're driving. He's like, man, it looks like Jurassic Park or something. And I'm like, which part of
Jurassic Park
does this remind you of? And it's just it was so ridiculous. And then when they go and visit the waterfall, they walk up to this ranger and they start asking him the questions that you would have no idea, right? This guy is like, how many gallons come over this waterfall per year? And the guy's like, well, we actually would measure in liters. And he's like, oh, okay, well, how many liters? He's like, I don't know. That's such an unreasonable. And then the voiceover would cut to him being like, well, actually, it's 1 million liters per 20 minutes or something, just totally humiliating this guy for not knowing these stupid questions about his job.
I'm sorry, I don't have Google in front of me.
Yeah,
that is such a dumb question. How many liters are falling down this waterfall?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's and he's like, how many people come here per year? And he's like, I don't know. And then it would cut to him being like, well, actually, they get about 500,000.
They just have a guy who fills up 1 liter bottles every minute. That's his fucking job is to fill.
Yep, that's 17.
They have let's say
17 times 10 to the power of 28.
100 1 liter bottles that just go across to fill the whole waterfall, and they just fill it up every 2 seconds. Well,
it's a mix between Fanta bottles and Coke Zero bottles, and
it's not even
along a line of clothing, clothing,
That just reminded me when we were. Have you guys ever drank water just straight from the source,
a creek?
Yeah,
out of like we did it once in Greece with my dad, and then we were like when we were in Thunder Bay, we were at Lake Superior.
Yeah. And
my cousin Alex he's kind of fucking bonkers. So like he was just like dipping his water ball in, and he's like, it tastes like nothing. I told him, I'm like, you know what, Alex, if anyone else was doing this, I would also do it because you're the only one doing it. I think I'm gonna pass.
Does he have like a filter in his bottle that filters the water?
No, he just he's just insane.
Yeah. I was in Revelstoke.
Do you remember him from the wedding? He was very, very drunk.
I don't even know if I met him.
You were very, very drunk. So
yeah, I was.
Anyways, love him. Love the guy. Just crazy.
Don't know.
So, but yeah, I guess my point was like, and it just reminded me of it. Sorry, total tangent. It tastes like it just tastes like nothing, and it's so weird. You're like, this is what it's supposed to taste like. Don't get me wrong. I love Saskatoon water. I think Saskatoon tap water is some of the best ever. But it's so weird to just drink. It's like you're like, am I even drinking anything like right now?
Yeah, I was in Revelstoke and I was like snowboarding. I was going down and I just kind of sat and there was this opening in the snow where just a stream was going through.
Yeah,
and I just stuck my face in there.
Oh, that's awesome!
And it was just cold. That's all I remember. It was just like it was really good and refreshing. But I don't remember like a taste profile about it. Like that. The same with that Zac Efron show. They do a fucking water tasting and it's such horse shit. He had this like sommelier who's like a water a water sommelier, and he's talking about like, this amount of tooth's got 200 ppm of silica, and it's like,
give me my fluoride.
And then him and Anna Kendrick have to pretend to be interested.
Whoa, it's like
in what they're doing.
Man.
It's like, I don't know.
Whoa, mangoes.
It's like Neo.
And I think, I don't know, just fucking stupid.
Yeah, that show's so dumb.
I couldn't. I think it was like David Oyen or something. That's like the name, or David.
He's like
David something.
Yeah, but he's like this 40 or 50-year-old dude who's
like a surfer California dude.
Yeah, he's like, he invented like healthy living. I'm like, did he? That's
I'm pretty sure that was
Zac Efron's like intro. He's like, he basically invented the book on nutrition. I'm like, well, he might have wrote a book. I'm surprised if he can even write.
I would have loved to have been like. Have you seen those Kevin James sound guy videos where?
No.
Okay, so he's got this whole video series of him in classic movies, and it cuts to him being the sound guy holding the boom. So like it'll be like an emotional scene in Rocky or something, and he'll be like the boom guy like reacting to the scene and whatnot. And it's like, and he does it for different movies, but it's really funny if they did that for the Zac Efron show of him just shaking his head and just being like having to like contain himself with the stupid shit that's happening. I'd be so tempted to just be like, no, you're wrong.
I've never seen the show, so I don't really care.
You should watch it.
You should watch it.
I'm surprised Ashley hasn't made you watch
it. I really
it.
should, based on your guys'
and Brianna watches it for like, the places like we love travel shows. Anthony Bourdain, even Rick Steves, that nerdy motherfucker.
Oh, I hate that guy.
I know you hate Rick Steves, and I like. Well,
wait, how do you know that?
You've told me that before.
Oh, really? I must have been really drunk.
You hate Rick Steves, and I love Rick Steves. I don't love Rick Steves.
Him and his fucking pleated khakis, man. Can't handle it.
He's been like through like 3 wives, hey?
Really?
Isn't that funny?
Rick Steves.
I mean, it's not funny for him personally. Like, I feel bad for the guy. I imagine that's what going to Europe every single year does to a guy. Yeah. But he's just such a nerd. Like, wow.
He wasn't okay. So I guess I didn't like him because my experience with travel shows was like Anthony Bourdain. Yeah. And the old Lonely Planets. Do you remember watch those?
No.
It's called Lonely. What was it called?
Where can you find this?
Lonely Planet. I don't know. It was on OLN like a long time ago, I think.
Okay.
And there was this guy named Ian something rather that used to travel the world.
And similar to Anthony Bourdain.
No, it was just mostly just culture, not really much food, but you just talk about the history of the place and whatnot. And
yeah, maybe that. See.
It's called Pilot Guides at one point, and then it turned to Lonely, or maybe it was the opposite way. I can't remember.
Because Lonely Planet's like a line of books. Like buy Lonely Planet for every time we go somewhere.
It was. I'm gonna look it up. It was Pilot Guides. If you can ever find it, it's actually really good. But also, I've been watching a lot. I watched that whole Street Food Asia.
Yeah, we watched that too.
Such a good series.
Yeah, but it just made we can't watch it now that we're back because we're just sad and we're like, we were living that fucking a few months ago, and it's like we'll watch it when we get back the next time.
I want to see Singapore really bad. Just like the food there seems like amazing.
The food everywhere in Asia seems amazing. I've only got one place for a few days that we were there, but man, like that was it, man. That was heaven. Just sit on a tiny plastic chair and eat something for like fucking 70 cents Canadian.
Yeah.
And it's like the best flavors of your life and mix in a bunch of different sauces and I could talk.
So
I'm not even hungry and I'm getting
this
hungry.
Guy right here.
Oh yeah.
Ian something.
Rick Steves was my marijuana to my
Ian
Anthony Bourdain heroin. Rick Steves was my gateway drug. It was we
I
started
never
with Rick
watched...
Steves. We're like, cool, travel, because he does talk.
Okay,
about
that's like a mellow
stuff.
platform. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. It was my weed. You know.
Did you ever watch the street food with Ainsley Harriott?
No.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Just because he's like this like. You know who Ainsley Harriott is, or Harriet Ainsley? I think I don't know which way it is, but he's just like this British chef.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird.
Maybe I did, honestly. I can't remember.
And he just like pusses out half the time. I think he goes to Taiwan or somewhere and just like doesn't want to eat the food at all.
So he's
and it's like, what
Kevin.
do you? Yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
He's a picky or what?
Kevin's very picky. Yeah.
Oh my god, and Asia's not a good place to go. I have a nut and fish allergy, so
that sucks.
Making Asia travel is kind of hard. But
oh man, yeah, that's horrible.
I may do, but you know.
Do you have like some pills where you're like, it's worth it?
No.
Just give yourself an EpiPen.
I had 3 EpiPens with me in a bag at all times beside me, just in case. But it's
that's rough. I don't know how you could do Asian food. Like, how did you
fruit and beer. Well, a lot of people in Taiwan do speak English, but in the smaller places, not really. Mm-hmm. I had to ask a lot of people about certain dishes, and then I would like statistically like be like, if 6 people say it's okay, then it's probably okay. But I don't know. So I want to go to Oaxaca. Fish and nuts, yeah.
Man,
I know, right? It's like everything.
You drew a short straw on that one.
I did.
That sucks.
I did. Yeah, you can.
What about like fish? You mean like all fish?
All fish, yeah. I'm actually
all
trying.
Seafood.
I'm trying to experiment with shrimp. I was actually gonna do it on the show, Jason. I was gonna get a shrimp ring, and then test it. So what I would do is I would just lick it, like one shrimp, set a timer for 5 minutes, and see if I make it past that. Then I'll actually take a small bite, set a timer for 5 minutes, and if I make it past that, and then I'll just take a bite of a whole one and see how it goes.
YouTube bans it because like
Christian, we just continue on with the podcast.
It like drastically cuts, and I'm gone, and there's someone else sitting here, and they're just talking like nothing.
Saskatoon man dead, so this video can no longer air.
So I'm not anaphylactic to shellfish.
You're not anaphylactic to shellfish?
No, but they tell me to stay away from it, like just because you could develop an allergy, just because you're anaphylactic to fish. So I think if I can at least eat shellfish, that's like a whole world of...
You just have a caption at the start of the episode. This episode's dedicated to Christian.
Yeah.
It's not safe for work.
A man dies.
Yeah.
You know, like when you saw Saddam Hussein hang? Nothing compared to this guy.
Yeah. Like, I want to... Like, you guys, I'm assuming, want to go travel more of Asia than
I do.
Yeah. I'm actually more interested in North America at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, I want to go, like, to...
Well, that's cool. But do you ever want to go to Africa?
Yes,
no, I'm just kidding.
I want to go more west. Like, I want to go, like, obviously British Columbia and stuff like that.
You never been to BC?
No, I've been there, like, the last time I went there, I was, like, 14 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been half of my life since I haven't been back. So,
and as we discussed before, you hadn't even hit puberty.
Then I want to go to then I want to go to Seattle. Like, we were supposed to go there in October, but then obviously with COVID, we canceled everything.
So you were gonna go for a Seahawks game?
Well, no, but like
I'm just assuming
we were gonna try. We were gonna try to change it. We originally booked. They were out of town, but it would have been like cool just to go to a bar with the Seahawks, like playing and stuff like that. But then we were like, we can try to hit this game, so we were gonna switch the dates. And then COVID happened, so it was like no point.
And then Seattle.
And then
6 blocks burned.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's where I really want to go. And then I want to go like to see Montana, and I want to go see like I want to go to Alaska. Like those are the ones I want to go see.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, man, the mountains, man. Like they're so cool. Like
we went to the mountains a few years ago, and it's crazy what you don't realize you have in your own backyard. Like we had gone to Europe a few times, and then we went to the mountains, and we're like, oh shit! Like this is amazing. No,
I want to try.
What are we
like,
missing?
Yeah. Like were you guys like more into like like you were saying like Thai food and like Asian culture food? Yeah, Asian fusion, I guess, right? Like I want to like do like the Texas barbecue and the Kansas barbecue. Like that's what I really want.
Nashville, that's where I want to go. I've been trying to convince my friends to fucking go.
I want to do because I'm like, that's just appeals to me right now.
I want to go to New Orleans.
New Orleans would be
fucking awesome.
That'd be awesome too. New Orleans, yeah.
New Orleans, yeah.
So like those are the ones like I want to go see because I'm like I can go back because I've already at least gone to some places at least. So like I've been to Europe for 2 months and I went to New Zealand. So I'm like those kind of like scratch those itches a bit more. Yeah, you know, like I've already done it. I'd love to go back, of course, but I'm like now I can at least go for cheaper, like and do like short-term trips instead of long-term trips. So it's like that's what's appealing to me right now is those ones.
No, there's a lot in our backyard, and even with the states, like
it's right there.
Like we were talking about, like Nashville, New Orleans, like the Grand Canyon's close to Vegas, and that's what Brianna's saying. Like when we eventually go together, it's like we got to go to the Grand Canyon. I'm like, so I can't Vegas just get drunk at the casino all day. okay, because last time was pretty rough.
But it wasn't hard though. Like it wasn't a hard trip. Like it's a quick trip. Like really, when you
get to Vegas,
yeah, it felt.
Oh
like
yeah,
it's like
what is it? A 3-hour, 4-hour flight? Like
you have a 4-hour flight, I think, tops.
Oh man. It was a lot harder on the way back.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, at least the way back, at least when I went, I think I had to go through Winnipeg to get there, but coming back was direct to Saskatoon.
We had direct both ways because Alexi's like the Las Vegas connoisseur.
Yeah. So you
leave
on
he's like we're not fucking doing anything other than direct flights. This is the ones we're taking.
Yeah.
You do not put on a check bag. Like if you do a check bag, he like told me, he's like, tell your friends if they bring a check bag, they're fucking idiots. Like do not bring a check bag. I'm like.
That sucks. I have to bring a check bag.
Really?
Because every time because I have eczema. Yeah, every time I shower, I have to have I put this like lotion on.
Yeah.
And I can't bring it.
Where do you have eczema?
Everywhere.
Yeah. Do you have it like right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that as a kid. I wore a lot of long sleeves. I felt your plight. I remember listening to that in a podcast. I'm like, I get him.
Yeah. So like I have to bring it with me.
Yeah.
Like, and so I can't check it onto a plane unless I like got a prescription for it. I think they might allow it. If I got a prescription slapped on it, they might let me bring it on board.
But then you don't. That's the thing. Like you wanna make your airport experience as seamless as possible.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna wait. What if I just went to the airport and just like, hey, I got a question.
Yeah. So I've got this cream. Definitely not explosive.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's for eczema.
And don't let the skin color fool you.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I wish I didn't have to fucking check a bag.
Yeah, it's all like we never check a bag. When we went to Australia, we didn't. When we went to Vietnam,
really?
We didn't because we have our like backpacks,
travel
backpacks.
Yeah, carries everything.
And you throw everything in it. You kind of separate. It's got a separate bag, so you separate like the front bag, and that's your carry-on bag, and then like whatever your seat bag, and you throw the rest up top, and it's the same size as any other.
Does it have like a pocket with like a kind of like a vinyl inside, so you can put like dirty clothes in and stuff, so it doesn't stink up the hole?
It's not vinyl, it's mesh.
Oh,
so
it's mesh.
We always like bag. We always plastic bag laundry. Yeah. But still, like, I don't know. It works fabulously. And then you get to your destination. You're like, I'm here. And you just walk out and go.
Well, it looks like we're gonna go to Iceland when the world opens.
I do want to go to
out.
Iceland.
Is that the plan?
I think so.
I would like to go to Iceland sometime. That's on the
watching
list.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, I really want to go to Iceland.
There's a cidery up there too.
It was a good movie.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a cidery up there.
Oh, so are you gonna apply?
Man,
no, I just want to see it.
When he skateboards all the way down those like that fucking huge highway.
Was that actually Ben Stiller doing that?
I don't know if he was or not, but
it was
fucking
That was like a way better movie than I expected.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a rewatchability for me, but it was good.
I would rewatch it once and only once. It's not Star Wars. No. It's not 300 or Troy. It's once. I wouldn't.
I don't know if I have a hard time rewatching the new Star Wars ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can actually know the Force Awakens. I can watch.
Force Awakens feels like a Star Wars movie.
I haven't.
We're back to Star Wars.
I haven't even rewatched the last one.
I think Buddy Jason wants us to wrap things up.
Okay.
Is that correct, Jason?
You just turn off the camera and tell
us. What was our theme today?
There was
Jews.
Oh God.
Steven Spielberg should save the sharks, not the Jews.
Yeah. I just want that printed somewhere. Fuck you, Jewish community.
We should start. We should start a movement to guilt Steven Spielberg into using his billions into saving sharks.
Because he did this.
You made your career off of that.
Well, he didn't write the book though.
No. It's a book, but he made the movie. The movie made it Yeah, the movie made it mainstream.
Whatever.
And launched his whole career.
Blood is on his hands. Hey, in today's ultra, one way or the other world, it's either Steven Spielberg is a saint who should be canonized by Pope Francis, or he has blood on his hands.
Are we canceling him? Is that what we're doing?
Steven Spielberg recognizes one Holocaust, but not the other. And that's the one of sharks.
That's the headline.
Oh my God.
That's the headline.
Oh my God.
It's like the PETA. But PETA actually did that. PETA put a bunch of like animals in a cage and compared animals to the Holocaust on a billboard. And it was like, yeah, as absurd as what you just said, it's already been done.
Yeah.
PETA beat you to it at the most disgusting thing you can think of.
That's so bad.
That's a good place to leave it off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Recognizes one, but not the other.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for coming in today or listening, and we'll see you all next time. I won't because I'll be gone for a while hunting. So
nice. Bye.
Hunting
bye.
You hunting
deer.